right? In the previous session, we have seen if statement, what you call control structures. I told you basically there are two categories of control structures: branching statements, second one is looping statements. We have seen some parts related with we have two numbers a and b. I want to find, is it a is big or b is big? I used a condition, what you call if condition. If a is greater than b, if it is true, backslash n percentage d is big. What is percentage d? A, double quotes and comma. If it is not, we have to printf backslash n percentage d is big. What is that? That is b. One more program in the terms of even number, odd number, or positive number, negative number. If you have another component, what you call if condition, else, again if condition, else, if, again condition, like that. If, else, else, if, else ladder. And one more point is an if statement within another if statement is said to be a nested if. You can use if statement within another if statement, what you call nested if. This is called nested if. This is nested if. Let us start with one program that is biggest of three numbers. That is one program. We'll continue to the next concept called looping statement. I have three numbers. What are they? A, B, and C. You may take X, Y, Z also. What is the condition first? If A is greater than B. Yes, there are two alternatives. What are they? A is greater than B. Yes. Or no. If it is A is greater than B, yes, then you need to check, is it the same A is greater than C? A is greater than B, yes. A is greater than C, yes. So the biggest one is A, which means that A is more than B, A is more than C. So percentage D is big. What is that? A. A is greater than B, no doubt, but A is not greater than C, which means that else condition. A is greater than C, yes, print A. Otherwise, printf percentage D is big. What is that percentage D? C. Is it clear? A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then we can say that A is big. Otherwise, A is greater than B, but A is not greater than C, which means that C is big. In some case, else, if A is greater than B, no. What it means? Either B or C will be bigger. Else, if B is greater than C. If it happens, which one is bigger? B will be bigger. Percentage D is big. What is that? B. If it is not, else printf percentage D is big, which means that C will be bigger, which means C will be bigger. Got it? A is greater than B and A is greater than C, then A, otherwise C, which means that this is restricted to this. If it is not, we move on to this. It is not the case, then we go for if. B is greater than C. If it is true, B will be printed. Otherwise, C will be printed. Now, let us execute how to execute this program by using online C compiler. I told you there are many options you have. You can use Turbo C compiler or online C compiler. That is your wish, isn't it? Let us start. Here I am declaring three integer variables A, B, and C. You need to ask the user in the terms of a console \n, enter any three numbers, isn't it? You need to read it. What is the statement? Scanf %d, 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 because we have three integers. What is the format specified for integer? That is %d, %a, %b, and %c. I need to test the condition. How? I told you, if statement, branching statement. If A is greater than B, yes. If A is greater than C, yes. I told you, an if statement within another if statement is said to be nested if. So what to print? You need to print %d is bigger. What is %d? What is %d? A. If it is not the case, A is greater than B, but A is not greater than C, which means that \n %d is bigger, which means that it is C. So for the first condition, A is not greater than B, what it means? Else if B or C may be a bigger. Printf \n %d is bigger, B is greater than C, which means that B. Otherwise, C will be printed. Very simple. Logic is very important. That is, if you execute the program, enter any three numbers 10, 4, and 7. Which one is the bigger? 10 is a bigger. I'm executing the program again. 10, 20, and 50. Which one is the bigger? 50 will be the bigger. Got it? You can use in the same way, you can use the same thing in the terms of smallest of three numbers too. What is the difference? In the case of smallest of three numbers, instead of greater than, we use less than. That's it. Okay. Next, very important operator, that is, I told you arithmetic operators, logical operators, relational operator, increment decrement operator, bitwise operator, size of operator, special operator, etc. Now move on to a C language provides you a powerful operators, what you call unary operators, that is increment and decrement operator. Increment operator can be denoted by ++, decrement operator denoted by --. There are two categories of increment. Number one is pre-increment. Second one is post-increment. There are two forms of increment, pre-increment and post-increment. Like that, pre-decrement, post-decrement. I will give you example. Pre, before, after, post. What is the operator? Unary operators, plus plus and minus minus. There are two forms of increment operator, pre-increment and post-increment. First number will be printed, first number will be incremented and then printed. First printed, then incremented, called a post-increment. Pre-decrement and post-decrement. These are two forms of increment and decrement operator. Let us go through one example. I have integer variable x is equal to 10. If you use a printf statement, %d x plus plus x plus plus and x. Let us go through an example. See, what is x value? 10. Printf what? X. What is x? 10. Then what is this kind of increment operator? Before a operand, x is a variable or operand, we have an operator called a pre-increment. First variable and then operator called a post-increment. In the same way, decrement too. What it happens? First, it will be incremented. 10 will be incremented by 1. Plus plus means add by 1. Plus plus x, 1 will be added and then printed, its value is 11. Again, x value is 11. Whereas x plus plus is concerned, first x will be printed and then it will be incremented by 1, which means that now the printed value is 11, but x value is 12. If you print x now, it will be 12 rather than 11. Got it? There are two forms of increment. What is that? Pre-increment. Second one is post-increment. Pre-increment. Second one, post-increment. Let us see one example. Let us see one example here. Start with this. See, these are very important operators in C. Plus plus means increment by 1. Minus minus, which means decrement by 1. Remember, plus plus means increment, minus minus means decrement. X is equal to 10. Here I am printing printf \n. X value is %d. Directly I am printing x value. Directly I am printing x value. Control C, you know. Control C, Control V. I am going to print plus plus x. What is plus plus x? X pre-increment. Then x plus plus. And then here x. If you execute, remember, what is x value? 10. Okay, x value is 10. What is the next value? Pre-increment. What is pre-increment? First value will be incremented and then x will be printed. What is that? 10 will be incremented by 1. What is that? 10 plus 1, 11. 11 will be printed. What is x now? Because 11, x will be 11. X plus plus, what it means? Post increment. I told you. First, x value will be printed. What is x value? 11. And then x will be incremented by 1. What is that? 12. So, if you print the next statement x, that is 12, this is 12. In the same way, you can use decrement also. You can use the same way decrement. I told you, if you have x here, if you have x here, if you print x minus minus x, x minus minus, minus minus x, and then x. Now tell me, x is equal to 10, for example. What is x now? 10. What is minus minus x? X will be decremented by 1. What is that? 10 minus 1, 9. And then 9 will be printed. What is X now? 9. What is X minus minus? 9 will be printed and X will be decremented by 1. What is that? 8. What is minus minus X? Pre-decrement. What is the value of X? 8. 8 will be decremented by 1 and then printed and X value will be 7. Got it or any doubt? Very simple. See, while you are going to use I is equal to I plus 1, I is equal to I plus 1. If you want to add a variable, for example, X is equal to X plus 1, it can be written as X plus plus, which means that X is equal to X plus 1. Or even we can have A is equal to A plus 2. Instead of this, A plus is equal to 2 is also valid. Isn't it? A into is equal to 3. A is equal to A into 3. N is equal to N plus 3. N plus is equal to 3. Instead of this, N plus is equal to 3. A is equal to A into B. A into is equal to 3. A is equal to A into 3. Got it? X plus is equal to 3, which means that X is equal to X plus 3. Got it? You can write like this. Now move on to looping statements. I told you there are 3 kinds of looping statements: while, do while, and for loop. There are 3 kinds of iterative statements: iteration, repetition, anything is okay. Iteration or repetition. Looping, there are 3 kinds of looping statements, that is while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Let us go through the syntax. What is looping? The same set of statements can be executed repeatedly based upon the condition is said to be a looping statement. Consider while loop. All are lowercase letters. While of condition, or you may write expression. If we have only one statement to execute, there is no need to have a open and close. This is one syntax. Another syntax is while we have a condition, loops may not be. Here, while there is no semicolon at all. If we have more than one statement to execute, we require a open and closing. Statement 1, every statement should be ended with a semicolon. There are 2 forms. What it happens? Here, initially, we are testing the condition or expression. If it is true, the set of statements are executed repeatedly until the condition fails. Set of statements are executed. Whenever it is false, it may be move on to the next statement. So this particular part is said to be a looping. Let us go through one by one. I want to print natural numbers, that is from 1 to 10. Got it? Already we did the flow chart. Start with our program. You may use either integer or void. Integer, main should be opened. I am declaring the variables. Already the given statement is 1 to 10 numbers. There is no need to have some value. There is no need to have a size called n. If the given question is 1 to n, then there is a question that what is the value of n? Here I am using a looping statement while all are lowercase letters. I told you I less than 10. Here there is a mistake. Just I intentionally am giving mistake. Whenever more than one statement, we are going to print, what is that? Printf \t. What is \t? Tab. %d, because integer I will be printed. First, what is I value? 1. 1 will be printed. Then I value would be I plus 1. How do we write I plus 1? I plus 1, I is equal to I plus 1 may be written as I plus plus. Got it? So you may write return 0. Everything is common. Let us execute our program first. See this. I want to take one example for looping statements. This is, for example, what is I value? I is equal to 1. I is equal to 1. There is no need to read input from the user. There is no need to read input from the user. While of I less than 10, I less than 10, that should be open and closed. Printf %d, what is that? I told you I will be incremented by 1. I will be incremented by 1. Tell me what is I? What is I? 1. 1 is less than 10? Yes. What happens? Printf I. Which will be printed? I. 1 will be printed. I plus plus. I is equal to 1 plus 1, 2. Again, why? 2 less than 10? Yes. I, 2 will be printed. Then 2 plus 1, 3. 3 less than 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 plus 1, 10. 10 is less than 10? No. It will be come out of the loop. Your program may print only 1 to 9 numbers. Why? If I write \t, the output will be like this. Tab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 will be printed. Why? What is the error? Here I is less than 10. If you write less than or equal to, here whenever you write less than or equal to, your value will be exactly printed, because 9 plus 1, 10. 10 is less than or equal to 10. Yes. So I value will be printed 10 plus 1, 11. 11 less than or equal to 10. No. No means out of the loop. This is the program for printing 1 to 10 natural numbers. If you want to write any printf statement, no scanf here, \n 1 to 10 natural numbers, or you may write your wish. 1 to 10 natural numbers or \n. Just simply you will get 1 to 10 natural numbers or 1 to 10. I want to print 1 to 21 odd numbers. How? Just here I am writing 1 to 21 odd numbers. 1 to 21 odd numbers. What is the loop? 21. Here, what is I value? I is equal to, I will be incremented by 2. Already I told you in the case of flowcharts, everything. What is the output? See this. Here, there is no closing. That's why it shows an error. I is less than or equal to 21. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21. So 1 to 21 odd numbers will be printed. If you want to print 2 to 20 even numbers, how? This is 2. Here you can say that 2 to 20 even numbers are 2 to 20 even numbers are 2 to 20 same. I will be incremented by 2, that is equal to, see this, 1, 2, 2, 4, 6 up to 20. So 1 to 10 natural numbers, 1 to 21 odd numbers, 2 to 20 even numbers. Now I want to print 1 to n natural numbers. I want to print 1 to n natural numbers. There is one more change. What is that change? You have to declare a variable what you call n. You have to declare a variable, just 1 second. Okay, you have to declare the variable. What is that? N will be declared. See, here n will be declared. N will be declared. Yes. So instead of 10, what is n? We don't know. What is n? We don't know. That's what to do. We have to read n value. I am writing from the scratch. Integer main, I am declaring integer I is equal to 1, and there is a variable called n. Integer 1, I is equal to 1, n. Here I am asking you, there is an output statement \n, enter n value or enter the range. You may write how many elements do you want to enter. That is your wish. How many elements do you want to enter? That is your wish. You can use either how many elements do you want to enter, what is the range of n value, or anything. That should be read in the terms of scanf %d %n %d %n. Here I'm writing while I is less than or equal to n. Got the difference? In the case of previous one, we have intentionally given 10 numbers, 10, 21, or 11, 20, 50, whatever the range. But here, what is the difference? Just we are taking n. Here, printf %d, you can use \t, %di. I will be incremented by 1, I plus plus. Everything is common. Everything is common. So if you want to print 1 to n odd numbers, same, enter the range of n. Here I will be incremented by I is equal to I plus 2 or I plus is equal to 2. You can use anything. If it is integer even numbers, I value need to be 2. You have to read the n value. Everything is common. I is less than or equal to n is the condition. Here printf I, instead of I plus plus, I is equal to I plus 2 or I plus is equal to 2. This is the component. Just 1 second.